Hello, my name is Pat Sherry, and I'm here with Jen Dayton, our Collection Development Manager. Today, she's going to tell you about the best books that your book club is not reading.
Thanks, Pat. Hi, everybody. Happy fall. It's here, whether you're ready or not. I'm not. This is a stack of the best stuff your book group isn't reading. We're going to start with Our Souls at Night by Kent Harif. Addie is a widow who comes across a widower, and they're both lonely and they're both sad, and they both decide to get together and rectify that, and then the children become involved. Everyone who's read this just has proclaimed it a masterpiece, totally worthy of really great book group discussion. I know Anne from downstairs is wild for this book. We can't recommend this one highly enough, and there's a big stack of it waiting for your book group. In Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, Louisa becomes the caregiver to a quadriplegic. If you haven't read The Saddest, Happiest Book, you're going to just absolutely love it. There's a lot of meat for your book group discussion. And the sequel, After You, is coming out in October. And I know that they've laid in copies for book groups. You might want to revisit, or if you've never met Louisa and her friends, this is the perfect time to do that. And then make sure that you read After You, which is coming out next month. This is a book that Pat is wild for, The Truth According to Us. In West Virginia in the 1930s, a young woman comes to write about folklore for the WPA project and uncovers a mystery in the town. Pat loves it. She says it's one of the best things that she's read all summer. And again, piles of it are just sitting down there. It could be yours for your first book group meeting this fall. This is one that I'm wild for, Villa America. Sarah and Gerald Murphy were a golden couple. They became expats in the 1920s and set up life in Antibes in France and had some of their very famous friends come and stay at their new home. People like Picasso, Fitzgerald, Hemingway. It was a beautiful golden life until suddenly it really wasn't anymore. And in the words of Fitzgerald, the golden bowl broke. This is a fictionalized account of their lives. Liza Klausman is a wonderful, wonderful writer. Her Tigers in Red Weather is a personal favorite of mine. She is a direct descendant of Herman Melville, so you know that her writing chops are good. Again, can't recommend this highly enough. And then if your book group becomes as obsessed with the Murphys as I am, you might want to look at Everyone Was So Young, which is also out in paperback and would be a great book group read. And speaking of nonfiction, we have The Short and Tragic Life of Robert Peace. Robert was a kid growing up in Newark whose mother realized the only way to get him out of this situation was through education. He worked like a dog, she worked like a dog, and in the end he ended up at Yale, full ride. The future looked bright, and then all of a sudden the future didn't look so bright anymore, and the streets of Newark called him back and ultimately claimed him. Pat has said this is one of the most devastating things you will ever read. And if your book group hasn't done nonfiction, this would be a great book worthy of wonderful, wonderful discussion.
Absolutely.
And now, just an appeal for my favorite book of the year, which will be on the front page of the New York Times Book Review on Sunday, Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. This is my favorite book of the year. I can't say enough great things about it. It tells the story of Lotto and Mathilde. They're a beautiful golden couple that seemingly have everything. And the Fates part of the book is about their beautiful marriage and the success that they found in life. But then the Furies section takes place, and you learn that everything was not as it seemed. Beautiful writing, wonderfully told, phrases that will stick with you for a very long time. I read this back in May, and I still have phrases running through my head. Make sure you put your copy on hold. And that's it for this month.
Thank you so much, Jen.
You're welcome,
Hope you'll
Pat.
give these books a second thought. Thank you.
Bye.